All right. Well, it's been a day. I don't know how to start this. Well, apparently the therapy on Wednesdays isn't enough, so I'm now talking to maybe a few strangers on YouTube who find this. Um, I hope that you stick around and listen. If not, I guess doesn't matter. I'm kind of just doing this for myself, not really anybody else. But it would be nice if I had someone else that was listening. Just because it's a good feeling knowing that someone else is interested in what you have to say. Yeah, so it's been a rough day. It's been it's been a rough life, but whose isn't, right? This month in particular has been pretty bad though. Um, I'm just trying not to get discouraged. Um, there's a lot of things, but I guess today the main reason I wanted to talk was just women things and romance things, like stuff that like usually people would say that's not a big deal, but to me it is, it kind of hurts right now. I guess in a way, like, I can't blame women. I'm a walking red flag, I'm a musician, a struggling musician who hasn't even played yet. Or, well, I've played before, but I just started a band and we haven't played yet together. Um, but even besides that, I don't know necessarily what I'm doing wrong with every woman I'm with. I have very recently gotten out of a relationship with my ex. Um, she broke up with me, but I guess I also kind of broke up with her at the same time. Like, kind of agreed on what was going on, but she mainly broke it off. I feel like I was more open to trying to fix things and work through it, but she wasn't. Which I guess partly is because I know that she doesn't like being very attached to anybody. She likes to be very independent, and I was expecting more out of her. Like, I wanted more time than just like once a week to see her, or maybe twice a week. And I maybe wanted a text here and there, like, hey, did you make it to work safe? Did you get back home safe? Like, just let me know you're okay, because I know you gotta drive an hour to work, and I feel like that's not too much to ask for, which for the most part she let me know, besides like at the end there. Um, and I know that part of it is myself sabotaging. I get clingy and anxious a lot of the time. That's one of my faults. Um, I think it's better than being unloyal, but unfortunately, women aren't attracted to. I don't know. In a way, it's almost like the more authentic I am, the less women want to be around me. So I have to like almost put up a little bit of a facade, and it's pretty self-sabotaging because then I end up just dropping that facade once I get more comfortable, and I seem less cool than I was at first, and just I shouldn't be doing that, I know, but sometimes it feels like it's the only way to even get the date, or to even get more than the first date. Every time I have been my authentic self to somebody, they don't want it, and it's discouraging because it makes you question as a man, like, am I manly enough? Am I good enough to compete for this woman? And of course the egotistical part of me is like, yeah, like, I'm one of the best. I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm thoughtful. I like to think, at least. I have my issues, like I said, like I have my panic attacks. I can be very anxious at times, and when I have a bad day, yeah, I like to talk about it. I don't try to make someone else's day bad by talking about how bad my day was or anything, but I want to at least be in a relationship where I can communicate that I'm feeling down right now. And you make me feel better. Being around you makes me feel better. But I feel like in most women's minds, whenever I say that, it's basically what they're hearing is, oh, you're not strong enough to handle your own life and your own mind, and you use me as an escape. And I guess they wouldn't be completely wrong. Like part of me does feel an escape from some of my depression and some of my anxiety whenever I'm with a woman that I genuinely connect with and that I feel like I could one day, I don't know, be with, if that makes any sense. I try not to be too overbearing. I mean, I try my best, I guess, but I don't know. Like, for example, today what happened was there was a new girl that we had started talking on TikTok, of all things. Like, her name was very pretty, and it reminded me of a song that I liked. So I was like, hey, like, I think your name is like really beautiful. Like, here's the song it reminds me of. And I didn't know that she even lived around where I was or anything. But then go to figure out she lived in the town I'm from, which I live like very close to still. And I was like, hey, like, do you want to go out? I know we kind of just met on social media, but and she was like, yeah. And like, definitely. So I asked if she liked sushi, like Japanese maybe, because I always prefer that. And she was like, yeah, I love sushi. Japanese is my favorite. I was like, sweet, that's awesome. She seemed pretty cool, she was into a lot of the same stuff I am. And maybe I was texting too much and I should have saved some of the conversation for the date. But I mean, I don't think I was texting her too much. Like, I mean, she would respond about like every hour, 2 hours, and I did about the same, I didn't try to just keep texting her and nagging on the conversation, but like I was just trying to get to know her a little bit more, before the date, just so I can, maybe, I don't know, it'll give me some ideas for conversation or something. And then I asked her like what her major is, what she wants to do for college, and she was telling me about that, and I was like, well, that's cool. And then like I get back home from being out of the city, and I check my phone, and like she blocked me on Snapchat, she blocked me on TikTok, and it was just like, what? Like, I don't know what I did, what I was doing wrong. And, the first few times that happens, you think to yourself, well, it's probably not me, it's probably just them. I didn't do anything wrong. She just wasn't into my conversation, or just not into me, and it becomes discouraging when it's consistently happening. Like every woman I'm with, it seems like they lose the interest that they had in me over time, and it affects my relationships now, because like I think when women do actually like care about me and start to feel things for me, I'm still anxious that they don't really feel those things for me, and I feel like at any moment they'll just leave and dip. And sometimes that makes me more anxious and makes them actually want to leave, because they see how anxious I'm getting, and it's a self-destruction thing in a way, that I'm trying not to do. But it's very difficult when I just keep getting proven that it happens every time. I feel like we live in a society, or at least we live in a society, but I feel like I do live in a place where I just don't connect with too many people. So when I do actually feel like I connect with someone and like I'm into the same things, like of course I'm like pretty excited. I'm an excited guy, like to meet a new person and be going on a date. I want to look my best. I want to, I'm excited. is that so wrong to be excited to go on a date with a woman who you think you might be able to really get along with? I don't want to just act like I don't care and like not text her and not be there as a person, because I showed interest, and I don't want to just, boom, I'm not really communicating anymore out of nowhere, which I know like typically women want, because they want to feel like they're pursuing the guy more than the guy's pursuing them, I guess. But I think that's stupid. Like my last girlfriend, my ex, she was like, she liked partying, which I guess is a red flag, which I knew from the beginning. I never understood parties. I don't party. I'm basically either inside or like, I don't think I'm boring. I don't think I just want to sit inside all day. But with my ex, it seemed like every time she wanted to hang out was only whenever I was just inside, and she would come over after work and spend the night and kind of wind down, and it was like I was just an escape for her too. But the moment I'm like, hey, let's go, maybe like, I haven't met your friends, why don't we all go out and do something, or why don't you and I just like go out and like walk around the park and maybe get something to eat, and she never wanted to do that. But she would make time to go party in New Orleans with her friends, and it was, I don't know, like it made me feel like shit, in the sense that like, wow, am I really not interesting enough and good enough for you to want to spend more time with me, to just want to share me with your friends and your family? And I don't know. Like, I don't have money. I'm quite broke. I mean, the most I own is just the money out of my music equipment. I work Uber, and I'm trying to get this band rehearsed, which is another stress right now, because we're supposed to book gigs within this month, and we got like 25 days left to finish these songs, which are, we barely have rehearsed. And I'm just trying to keep the band together and keep us on track, and it's difficult because it's just a lot. I don't know, like my mind tells me I'm doing something wrong, but it hurts because I want to be able to just be my authentic self, and I know that it's not right to rush finding a relationship, because that's usually how you get into a bad one. And I don't want to say I'm rushing getting into a relationship, but I'm eager to find my person, like, yeah, it's lonely when every holiday passes and every weekend goes by and I'm still just alone, either playing music or going drive aimlessly to just drive. So it's like, yeah, I would love to have a woman in my life that I could share my time and my thoughts with, and have her share her time and her thoughts, to feel that connection between another person. And I know everyone says like love is found on the inside, not the outside. Like, so you got to find love within yourself first. And I feel like I do have that love for myself, but it's still lonely. I can't stop the loneliness. I mean, I really don't think I'm asking for much. I was even willing to compromise in my last relationship. Like, hey, you don't have to spend all the time with me or whatever. I know you're busy, but just like communicate and text with me every now and then. So like, I know, like, I know you're safe, and I want to hear from you. Is that too much to ask? And regardless, I knew that relationship wouldn't have worked out. She was just so cold and distant toward me. And I get it. She's stressed. She works a lot, and she had a lot going on. So anytime I would open up about my feelings a little too much, I think she kind of started to panic. It just made her feel like she was losing control, and she didn't want to have to deal with anyone's issues, which I feel like when you're in a relationship, that's signing up to not necessarily have to deal with this person's problems completely, but like hear about them and communicate and listen and just understand how they're feeling. I think it's selfish to be in a relationship and just act like everything is fine whenever they're having a bad day, just so that you feel better. I mean, I don't know. It's complicated. And it's lonely. That's why I'm talking to a camera right now, to maybe like 5 people. Maybe I'll upload more if I feel this way again, and I want to hear from and maybe if you guys are actually interacting, I'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll upload a little bit more. This will be cool. It's just been a really rough time. And if any of you are listening right now and you made it this far, I really appreciate that, because it's nice to know that someone's actually like hearing me and listening to what I have to say. I wish I could hear you too, so comment, and I'd definitely like to hear where you're at as well. I don't know, man. I'm trying not to actively seek out relationships, but the truth is I know I am at the end of the day. Like I know that if I were to see a really beautiful girl walk down the street, I find her attractive, I'd go up to her, maybe like just be like, hey, like, what's your name? And possibly try to go on a date with her. It's not like I expect to be in a long-term relationship every date I go on. Like I just want to get to know that person, and it sucks whenever I don't even get that. I don't even get the opportunity to really get to know you, and you didn't even give me the opportunity to share myself with you, so that you could get to know me too. I don't want to be just some emotionless robotic dude who, wears his ball cap and his sunglasses and his whole life just revolves around the gym and his truck, or that cliche type of thing. I want a genuine relationship where someone appreciates me for who I am. Maybe some of this is from childhood trauma, because I did feel really neglected as a child. So I know that part of my longing for connection with somebody else is kind of to make amends with that in a way. To be like, yeah, like, look, I found a person who genuinely like loves me and genuinely cares about my feelings and my time. And I feel like women are looking for some dude with money who's so cool, and he I don't know anymore. I just think what most women are looking for isn't me. They want the guy that'll, I don't know. And I don't want to generalize women, but all the women I meet are acting the same. Like the moment I'm a little bit sensitive, or I'm a little bit more open with my feelings, they're gone. And yeah, there's been women in my life who really did, I think, love me and care about me, and were okay with that. But it's kind of ironic that like they were very open with me, but I wasn't really into them the same way, because whether it was just attraction and I just wasn't attracted to them on a level that like I feel like they were attracted to me, whether that was emotionally or physically. So I also feel bad for like sometimes meeting women who are pretty into me, but I'm just not into them. So maybe it's a little selfish, but like I just feel like the women that did actually care about me and like they were really into me, like I didn't really connect with much of them. Like I don't know. At the same time, I don't want a woman who doesn't share her feelings and only wants to listen to me talk and my issues and my problems and blah blah blah. Like I don't I don't need another therapist, but just a woman that is normally functioning. Like a lot of the women who are into me are usually like pretty depressed, and they don't really have a love for themselves, and they don't have that confidence that I guess I find attractive. But unfortunately, like a lot of the time, the women that have confidence sometimes are usually pretty overconfident, and I guess are always looking for something better. And when you look at me, I know I'm a good looking guy, but most women will see somebody else and be like, okay, there's better. They can definitely find someone with more money. That's not hard. Better musician, probably not, but I don't think they really care about that. The guy has better money and he looks a little bit better, he works out, they'll probably go with him. Which I do want to start working out, not for women, but for myself, because I want to get in shape and be able to look in the mirror and be like, whoa, like I'm not overweight or anything. In fact, I'm underweight. I'm pretty skinny. So I do want to bulk up, up my physical attraction. But I feel like I am physically attractive enough to where like a woman could be emotionally attracted to me when she hears me speak. I just wanted to share that because it's been a tough day. It's been pretty melancholic and pretty sad. It reminds me of that song, Medicine Bottle by Red House Painters. I know they have a line, and that song very much, like a lot of Red House Painters songs, I really like, because lyrically I feel like I attach to them a lot. Like I get what Mark Kozelek was trying to say. There's a line in Medicine Bottle, and it's like there is no more mystery. Is it gonna happen, my love? And the way I interpret that is like over time, when you really get to see behind the first layer of me, and you get to see the more sensitive and darker and sadder sides, and the mystery of me's gone, oh, this is all there is to him, you just leave, that's the worry. And I feel like that's how it's been, in almost all of my relationships. And I'm still trying to figure it out, and it just it doesn't feel good at all. It hurts. And I know I shouldn't be getting hurt over a woman that I haven't even met in real life yet, and I just started texting her, but it hurts more with context. With the context of this is just a continuing cycle that I just want to get rid of. I'm tired of meeting new women. I'm tired of learning new favorite colors in books and movies, and I'm tired of hearing new laughs and learning, the touch of another woman's skin. I want one woman. I want to learn her and love her. And I want her to learn me and love me. And that's it. There we go. Like, we know each other, and I don't expect my relationships to ever be perfect. No one's relationships are perfect. I feel like I'm really good at working through a lot of things. As long as you're loyal to me and committed, and willing to open up and share and let me do the same. I think that's really all I ask. Little differences and maybe a little bit of headbutting. I don't, that's not a problem for me. I know that almost every relationship is going to have its issues. In fact, I look forward to being in a committed relationship where we can like argue and then 10 minutes later be like, that was pointless, huh? And then we both like, yeah, and then we make up, I long for that connection and that commitment. But I'm also only 19, and most women my age, I don't think, are looking for that kind of commitment, and they still want to be with different types of guys and probably experiment a bit and experience more than what I have to offer. If my music was fucking huge and I was on my way to the top of the celebrity ranks, then yeah, I'm pretty sure it'd be very easy to find a woman. But then I wouldn't even know if they really are into me for who I am. Or maybe they would be, and me being a little bit more popular was the catalyst for them giving me the chance to, explain myself and who I am and share myself. And like maybe if I was some big celebrity, all of these attributes about me would be fucking awesome. I'd be like the coolest guy ever. But that's not the case. Like I'm not a bum, I don't just not work or anything. I work, but I'm not working offshore or nothing, and I'm not like a tech analyst or something. That's not me. I'm not just gonna grind out some cash in an office or spend all of my days on a boat making money. And I'm not in college. I play music and I Uber because I love music, and that's what I want to do for a career. And I wish I could find a woman who is like, wow, that's really cool that you're striving to go, like, you're striving and working so hard toward this goal that's pretty difficult. And like that would, like, if I met a woman and she said that to me, she was like, wow, like, like I think it's really impressive that you're working so hard for your band, even though like it's not paying off well. I'd be like, whoa, like, wow, that's pretty cool of you to say. I feel like I do my best. Like I feel like I'm authentic and like reciprocating my feelings and impressive. Like my ex, for example, I knew how hard she worked every day, and even though her career isn't something that I would do personally, like I still find it interesting how committed and dedicated she is to her work and to make money, like, and I know she's not very passionate about it, but she works really hard, and I'm like, I find it very impressive, and like I find it really awesome that you work so hard and that you're striving to better your financial situation and yourself. And I'm just a little melancholic today. But I'll end this off here. I've talked enough about all this, so I hope whoever's watching, I hope you have a good day, a good week, a good month, good life. I hope things go well for you, and maybe I'll upload on here again. So thanks for listening.